Hello students, welcome to Exergic Aptitude channel. In our previous video, we talked about group discussions. What are they? Why are they conducted? And what are the different types of topics that you can find commonly in a group discussion? Today, we're going to look at 3 important do's and don'ts for your group discussion so that you can prepare effectively and participate effectively in your upcoming group discussion. The first and most important thing that you absolutely must not do in a group discussion is get aggressive. Remember, your job is not to convince the other participants of your point of view. Your job is only to put forward your point of view or your opinion in a clear, precise manner. For example, let us take the topic of the farm bills. There may be some members of your group who are for the bill and there may be some who are against the bill. And your job is not to convince the other participants of your point of view. Your job is not to prove them wrong or to say that no, I am right, whatever I am saying is correct and whatever you are saying is wrong. That's not what you are there to do. Your job is only to put forward whatever points you have, whatever opinions you have. If you have any data, then you put that forward in a clear, precise manner. I have seen group discussions where 2 candidates will just start shouting at each other. They will start fighting, use abusive language, bang on the tables, and they will get eliminated from the entire group discussion process. Sometimes because of 2 or 3 candidates, the entire group gets eliminated. You are not only going to put your chances at risk, but also you're going to put everyone else's chances at risk by raising your voice or by getting aggressive. If the person sitting next to you does not agree, or if you do not agree, then you say that I respectfully disagree. Or if you agree with the person, then you say that I second my friend, and so on and so forth. The next thing that you absolutely must not do is lose track of time. Sometimes if a topic is given to us that we know so much about, what we can do is go on and on and on, we can talk about it. That's not something that you're supposed to do. Remember that the entire group discussion is taking place within a time limit, and in that time limit all participants should get a chance to contribute effectively. For example, let's look at the topic of, say, nepotism in Bollywood. I'm sure each one of us have got so many inputs to give about that. But remember, time is limited and you're supposed to put forward 2 to 3 important, impactful points and rest your case. If you feel that you know quite a bit about a particular topic, then do not say all the points in one stretch. Break it down into 2 to 3 parts and keep saying in between so that everyone else also gets a chance to say something. The last thing that you absolutely must not do is deviate from the topic or go off track from the topic that has been given. Sometimes we may not know anything about the topic that has been given. For example, let's look at this topic. Jingoism and globalization always coexist. Jingoism and globalization always coexist. Now, you may not know what the word jingoism means. So, how are you going to talk about or how are you going to contribute to the group discussion? But you do know what globalization means. So, what you might think at that time is, let me talk about globalization. But that is not the correct approach. That is not how you should go about. What should you do instead? This is where you should use your listening skills. In case you have no idea about what jingoism is, you don't know what jingoism and globalization, how can they possibly coexist and so on and so forth, you know nothing about the topic. What you're supposed to do is listen to what the other participants are saying, get a hint of what is going on, and then, add a point. If you cannot add a point, then you can also borrow a point from one of the participants and you can say that I second my fellow participant or my fellow colleague, depending upon the kind of GD you're appearing in, right? So do not go off topic, do not deviate from the topic. If you don't know about the topic, then you wait, listen to what other participants are saying, and then you can put forward your point. So what should you do in a group discussion? The first and important thing that you absolutely must do is participate actively in the group discussion. You may think that is so obvious, right? But remember, if in a pressure environment, when you're sitting with 10-15 strangers and have been given a random topic, sometimes the mind does go blank and we may not even be able to think of a single point to say. But remember, that is not an option. Staying quiet is not an option. Not saying anything is not an option. Even if you stagger, even if you are just repeating and not adding any new point, it is important that you participate in the group discussion. It is important that you speak, that you say something. Staying quiet is going to create a very negative impression, because as I said, the entire purpose of conducting group discussion is to see how well you participate or how well you perform in a group. So if you're quiet, if you remain quiet, then that gives a negative impression. The second thing that you absolutely must do is have a positive body language. Sometimes candidates feel that after they have said their points, after they have put forward their opinion, they can sit back and relax. No, that's not how you're supposed to be. Even if you have already said your points, you're supposed to sit straight with a pen and paper and listen to what other participants are saying and actively participate, as I said, with a positive body language. Active participation can be both verbal as well as non-verbal, and this is what I mean by non-verbal active participation. It should seem that you are a part of the group even if you're not speaking, that you're listening to what other participants are saying and you are participating actively. So this is definitely no way to sit in a group discussion even after you have said your points. Mind it. The third thing that you absolutely must do before sitting for a group discussion is prepare for it. Seems like a very obvious thing to do, and yet it is very neglected and very, very underrated. Just like you prepare for your written test, you prepare for a personal interview, you are supposed to prepare for a group discussion also. Only then can you get a feel, get a hint of what the actual GD can be like. We have talked about what a group discussion is, what are the types of topics that can be asked in a group discussion, and what are the skills that you need to work on. And those are the things that you must keep in mind and prepare for the group discussion. So how can you prepare for a group discussion? The first thing that you can do is make a group with your friends, with your colleagues, with your classmates, your batchmates, and practice group discussions maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. So that's the first thing that you do. You make a group and you participate or you conduct group discussions among yourself. So if you have like say 10 to 12 classmates who are willing to participate, then what you can do is you can have like a shuffle system. So some day 6 candidates, then the other day 6 candidates, then the third day some other group of 6 candidates. So what that will do is it will give you a sense of what the actual group discussion may be like, where you may know some people or you may not know anyone at all. But it's important that you make a group and you practice group discussions. There are so many topics available, and it's more important to actually participate and see how well you're able to speak in a group discussion, how long the group discussion goes, whether you get into a fight with one another or not, rather than the facts and figures and the data and so on and so forth. So this is the first thing that you must absolutely do. If you're in college, this is going to be very, very easy. Get 10 to 15 of your friends, or even if you have a smaller group, it's not an issue, but make sure that you practice group discussions. Hardly it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes per week, or even if you do it twice a week, it is a doable job and you must do it. The second thing that you can do to prepare for a group discussion is form opinions. That is very important. As I said, in a group discussion, more than your data and facts and figures and all of that, what the recruiter is seeing is what points have you thought of and how well are you proposing them, or how well are you putting them out. And for that, you must be aware of topics that are going on right now in the times of our lives and form opinions about them, form informed opinions about them. How can you do that? If you are someone who likes to read, you can read newspapers, you can read articles, you can read blogs. If you like to watch, then you can watch. There are so many channels on YouTube that have such meaningful content to offer. Now, when can you do that? You can do this in your free time. I'm not saying that take out 1 hour or 2 hours every day and watch YouTube. No, you can do that in your free time while you're having a meal, when in the evening you have taken a break from your preparations. Lastly, what you can do is you can ask your college authorities to conduct a group discussion. So you can ask your training and placement department to conduct group discussions or conduct personal interviews. Most colleges would already be doing that. And if your college is doing that, then make sure that you go and participate. Because if the entire college participates, then you get a higher chance of being put in a group where you know no one. And that definitely gives a better idea of what the actual group discussion is going to be like. So these are the 3 things that you should do in order to prepare for the group discussion. Firstly, make a group. If you cannot make a group, ask your college authorities to make a group. And lastly, consume useful content on YouTube, on your news articles, via your news blogs, everything. Get an information of what is going on in the world right now and form opinions about them. That brings us to an end of our video of group discussions. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you will remember all the points that we covered and prepare for the group discussion accordingly and implement them so that you succeed in the group discussion with flying colors. Share this video with your friends so that more and more of you can come to know the importance of a GD, how to participate in a GD, and then you can make a group of your own and practice GDs among yourselves. If you have any questions, any doubts, any feedback, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. All the best.